Well, hello everyone, and welcome to our first podcast for the periodic review. My name is Jacob, and I have my lovely assistant slash wife slash
Smartass.
smartass. Yeah, my lovely cohort and partner in crime. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So we decided to do this cool podcast thing.
You know what's funny is I didn't even know what you were going to call it until just now.
Yeah, I told you I was going to keep the periodic review because it was a good name.
Okay.
Like it was a solid name, and I do periodically review things and talk about things, so I feel like it would be almost on point with the podcast and the name.
So this is why you wanted to do our podcast separate, huh? So you could keep your title.
Synergy. No, it's not because I wanted to keep my title. It was because we wanted to talk about two very different in-depth things.
That's true.
So where I like to be kind of a squirrel and talk about whatever, whether it's politics or books or movies or film.
Yeah, we gotta be careful with those politics though, man. They won't let us on memes. They won't let us on YouTube and all that stuff if we're talking too much politics.
Yeah, we'll get canceled before we even get out the gate.
We can't see e-fraud.
No, we can't say e-fraud? Why not? Why can't we say e-fraud?
Well, E is short for, the election fraud.
Oh, that. Election gate. Nothing really came of it, though, which was fascinating.
Depends on who you ask.
Depends on depends on the news and who you ask.
If you're asking my mom, she got stories for you. And my Aunt Cheryl, definitely.
Some wonderful people they are.
I love them. They're great, man.
Absolutely.
I love it when my mom sends me videos.
She sends you videos?
Oh, yeah.
When did she start sending you videos? I thought she was struggling with just the installing and uninstalling apps.
Oh no. She got passionate about something and it helped her learn real quick on how to text videos. Plus, I think she got some help from her sister-in-law. Sherry.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Or maybe Forrest helped her out as well.
I bet. Poor Forrest. He's like, poor Forrest. He's her tech support now. That's why she hasn't been calling me so much for it. Oh, Forrest is a good kid. Yeah. He's patient with her. He's a good kid.
Yeah, he's doing really well. It's pretty exciting.
She actually, because he's getting his barbery license, and she asked that when we come up, if we would let him cut our hair for practice. Oh, yeah,
definitely. I could definitely use a trim.
Yeah, so I was thinking when we go up there for spring break, we can do that.
I think that'd be fun.
Okay.
Yes. Good times.
Good times.
Okay. So I have a couple things I wanted to kind of talk about really quick before we kind of get into our main objective, I guess, or our topic of the day. Because I have fallen in absolute love with Spotify. And I talk about it all the time, and I'm on it every single day.
It's relentless.
I think I'm addicted.
He sends me like all these songs all the time. I'm like, yeah, babe, I know that one already.
I'm like, listen to this one. Look, I'm diversifying my music collection.
It's because I gave him crap when we went to the Rotary sing-along. And, of course, because it's Rotary, there's, people of an older generation there. Mm-hmm. And he knew none of the songs. None of these classic love songs. I was so ashamed.
And I'm the musician of the family.
Exactly. He's the musician. And I was the only one singing. But I embarrassed him sufficiently.
No, I actually absolutely love it when you sing. It makes me smile.
Even when it's off key?
That's why I call you Squeaky.
Shush.
Okay. But yeah, so Spotify. So we got the family plan so we can get unlimited everything. And it is absolutely amazing. Have you been on it very often?
I listen to Joe Rogan on it all the time.
Oh gosh, Joe Rogan all the time.
Because he moved to Spotify.
That's right, he did.
Hey, maybe we should reach out to Spotify and see if they'd sponsor this podcast.
Oh, or maybe there is a wonderful company or .com somewhere that can just put all of our stuff on every single platform there is out there, or at least the most notable ones.
Huh?
They have those.
Oh, okay.
I think I sent you a link to one. We'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
Because I think you can get like one of those free trials. I think it's like for 90 days or something like that. And if we're just doing this weekly, we could throw in, what is that, 12 if my math's correct? 90. So 3 months. Something like that. Yeah, sure. Math is good. Math is hard.
Well, we learned how hard math was when we had to help our 14-year-old,
Oh,
then
goodness.
13-year-old with math, and we were like,
I said,
so
what?
lost. Last
Geometry?
year was so hard trying to help that kid through homeschool because of the COVID thing. Guys, we felt
Oh, the
miserably in
COVID.
math.
The
Yeah.
darn COVID.
Anyway, did you turn down my mic?
No, I turned myself down because I felt like I was really loud.
Well, you turned me down too then.
Nope.
No.
I just turned down me.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Okay, because
I know how to do these things.
Okay.
So anyway, Spotify's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I have several albums now. I have my film music, themes, scores, all that fun stuff from a lot of different stuff, which I'm really enjoying. I have my favorites album, which is just basically all of the songs that I really enjoy and like, and it just grows as I learn about more. And oh my goodness, you've definitely helped me broaden my music horizons.
Yes, we both have very different relationships with music.
This is true.
And you've helped me get in touch with my inner rocker a little bit. Just a little bit. But I will say I've broadened your musical horizons quite a bit.
Oh, definitely for sure.
Yeah.
So that's been really fun. But lately what I've been doing is I started a new one where it's just my favorite albums. So it's like albums from different bands where I can listen to every single song on there and enjoy listening through it, 1 to 10.
So
whatever it is.
Yeah. I love that you're liking my favorite genre though, more and more.
More the adult contemporary kind of blues stuff.
Yeah, like Mark Broussard, like Karen Crow.
Mark Broussard. I haven't looked up Karen Crow, but Mark Broussard.
Yes, that's the album you were listening to. That was his debut. That was his first album I ever.
How do you pronounce the album name?
Karen Crow.
Karen Crow. Oh, I thought that was a different band.
No.
But yeah, you're right.
His
that
album
is the
Karen
album.
Crow, because he's from Karen Crow, Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
And so, but that was the first album I fell in love with, legitimately almost 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and that music, that album defined my early 20s. I loved it. And so I found another artist who I really like, Teddy Swims.
Oh yes, Teddy Swims.
So he started on YouTube and Facebook and stuff, just singing covers and everything.
Much like Bieber blew up from
it wasn't
YouTubes.
oh gosh, yeah, we don't talk about Bieber. I'm not
You're not. Let's just say you're not a Bieber fan.
See?
Some of his newer stuff is actually pretty solid.
Meh.
I mean, it is of the pop variety. It's very
okay. We're getting back to Teddy Swims because he's the real star of this conversation. But legit, he was doing YouTube, and I first saw him on Facebook, and I just fell in love with him. And he did this huge tour in Europe, and it got sold out and stuff. But all my favorite artists are from the South, because he's in, I can't remember, but I know it's Southern. He's in a Southern state.
Southern East Southern.
Yeah, so I must really like that Southern influence in the, Ray LaMontagne, I think love him. There's just a lot of guys I like, but Teddy Swims is legit. I think he just got signed. So.
Oh, good for him.
And I got his.
That would be a good thing to Google just to confirm that he got signed.
He did. I just saw an article. I'll have to fact check later.
Okay, you can fact check later.
Okay.
That's fun.
But anyway, he has a couple new songs. One of them is called "Broke," and it's it's so fun.
It's so good.
Beat.
It's so.
But you know what made me super happy is he actually has memorabilia. It's literally a little teddy bear with a beard and a bandana on it, so it looks like Teddy Swims. It's like a Teddy Swims.
Teddy Swims bear. Teddy bear.
Yeah, it's super cute. How Jerry Garcia had the Jerry Bears or.
Oh yeah. The dancing bears on their albums and such.
Yeah.
Kind of defined the Grateful Dead. And of course, Jerry Garcia, they call him Jer Bear, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So Teddy, get it? He made himself a bear.
Teddy Swims. Yeah.
Teddy Swims bear. So he was born in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, we've been through there.
His name is actually Jayton Dimsdale.
So
Interesting.
so he goes under what do they call it? It's not anonymous. It's another word where you basically go under it's a pseudonym.
Okay, yeah.
So they're basically releasing everything under a name that isn't their own.
Yeah.
Right, a pseudonym. I think that's correct.
So yeah, anyway.
I English good, so.
Anyway, Teddy Swims is legit. I really like him.
Oh, his voice is so good.
It's just so unique. And I love, like, he does covers and stuff, and he really makes it his own. In fact, his cover of Blinding Lights
really good
is legit, I think, so much better than the original.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. Love his version of it.
Was that originally a cover that they put on
No.
from that artist, or is it a different artist?
The Weeknd is the one who...
The Weeknd is the original artist. It's
Yeah.
not a cover?
No.
Of like an old 80s or... No? Okay.
No. I don't think so. Gosh, now I'm going to have to fact check.
We'll have to fact check on that, because I don't think it is. I think it's an original, and then Teddy Swims covered that song.
Teddy Swims covered it, from The Weeknd.
I think that's correct.
You think that's correct?
I think that's correct. That sounds correct, of course.
Okay.
It's okay. Rhiann's going to do a little fact checking for us just so we can make sure. While she's doing that, though, so what I've been doing is I've been adding these albums to a new album for myself.
Okay, so Bruce Springsteen had Blinded by the Light, but I don't think it's the same one.
Well, Bruce, okay. Did he release it recently, or was it like through one of his albums like in years prior? Okay, you can't play it.
I don't know. Sorry. Okay.
I mean, there is the whole
copyright, blah blah blah.
The copyright stuff, but also there's like a leeway. You can have like a certain amount. What is it called?
An intro? I don't know.
An intro? No, it's not an intro. No, what is it called? It's called fair use. Like there's like a fair use law on that some time ago, and so they can use up to so much.
Okay.
But anyways, I just want to make sure that, like, I know we're like brand new into this thing and I'm just kind of nervous, and I just want to make sure that like our stuff doesn't get taken down because of like silly stuff like that.
Yeah, well, we're kind of rambling now, so we probably should get back on track.
That's okay. No, it's good. We can go wherever the flow goes. We're just going to let Jesus be our guide at this point.
Okay, so
Jesus, take the wheel.
So what are we review? So we just reviewed Teddy Swims.
So we just reviewed Teddy Swims. I would like to review some of the albums I've been listening to and trying to find ones that I really enjoy, like from track 1 to track 15.
Okay, so Karen Crow is probably one of those for you right now, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Freaking love that album.
Really, really good.
Isn't that so solid?
It's a lonely night, or is it just
A Lonely Night in Georgia?
I think it's just Georgia. I think
don't know.
is the song name. But anyways.
Oh, now I gotta pull it up.
I think it's just Georgia. But anyways, that is a solid song. That's like probably my favorite one on the album. But you could listen to all those songs and just enjoy all of them.
I agree. I do definitely have some favorites on that album.
Oh yeah, there's some like solid singles on there. But you could sit there and listen from track 1 all the way to track 15, however many are on there, and really enjoy each and every song. And even sing to it, which is really awesome. And I know that's an older album. Like, we'll probably talk a lot of older albums.
So, I really like Save Me on that album.
Save me.
Give me what I need.
need. Yes, that one. That one's really good, too.
You can. And it is Lonely
Set
Night in
me
Georgia.
free. It is Lonely Night in Georgia?
It is Lonely Night in Georgia.
It's a lonely night in Georgia.
Okay. We can't butcher his songs. We
can't. I thought I did pretty good.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, Where You Are is so good.
Where You Are is really good.
The Beauty of Who You Are. The Wander, like this.
That one's really good.
I literally love every song on this album.
Yeah.
And it really did define my 20s.
Yeah.
Like, so much. I love the whole album. I can't even.
That album's pretty solid. I'm not going to lie. I'll have to listen to the other ones to see if I like them. But, all right. So some of the albums I had been going back and listening to is I didn't really get big into this 90s band. They did like With Arms Wide Open and...
Creed.
Yeah, Creed. I don't know why I was blanking that. That was silly.
Dude, yeah, that
I
was
was
another...
literally, I think it's because I was trying to maybe start with Tool and then I ended up starting with Creed. But anyways, so I listened to their whole discography, which is not very big because they were only big in the 90s and late 90s, early 2000s.
Early 2000s. Like early 2000s.
Early 2000s?
Like, yeah, 2003. Like, I remember...
Because I know
Yeah,
Human Clay came out in 06, I believe.
But I just wasn't, like... I had graduated. And I remember because I listened to the album very specifically with Justin as we were driving over the Riverdale Bridge. And I didn't know him until I was in college. So, I do know that it was early 2000s because I graduated in 99. Oh, I just dated myself.
Oh, in the first podcast. Oh, my goodness. That's okay.
That's okay.
It's okay. It's all right.
With age comes lots of wisdom. Let me be your Yoda.
We age like a fine wine.
If only.
If only. Okay, so, but it was really fun because I haven't really listened to albums in a very long time, and I actually missed that, like, especially when I was in high school. And so I decided to just go back and start listening to these. And so Creed was one of the ones I was like, I don't really know if I like any albums from Creed. I like all their singles. I've liked, some of their couple of their deeper cuts. And so I started listening to them. Mm-hmm. And what I found was very interesting because it seemed like their first album going into their second one was really solid. Like the first one was okay. It had their hits on it and they had some okay songs on it. It wasn't very put together. But going into their second album, which I believe is Human Clay, I listened to that album song for song, and I let them play all the way through because just the guitar playing, the singing, the way the songs were set up sonically, it was very pleasing to listen to. The production quality obviously was bumped up, from album 1 to album 2, and I absolutely loved it. The album 2 was it for me. I was like, okay, this album is solid. And then I went to album 3, and I was like, okay, what's going on with this one? It seems like they're being more like prog rock, or they kind of like started to lose their identity. And then by album 4, they were a completely different band. And I'm not sure if that's because they changed a lot of people as far as like that were in the creative process and the writing process, or if it was they lost a lot of band members and they started getting other people and having different influences.
That's very possible. Because I don't remember anything about Creed after their first 2 albums.
Yeah.
But I will say, that was like, I remember Arms Wide Open being played like nonstop.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was a good song, but it just got so overplayed, and that's so hard.
My Own Prison, and yeah.
I think that's why I like some of the more obscure artists like Mark Broussard, and he's not obscure. Like, he's definitely getting more mainstream.
No, he's not obscure. I wouldn't.
But when I first found him, like, nobody knew who he was. Nobody. And so, if he ever came to Utah, he did come to Utah once, where he played in Park City, but like to get a ticket was like a ridiculous amount of money, and you weren't even guaranteed a seat because it was in one of the bars. They were having a music festival. Mm-hmm. But like, I legit would go see Mark Broussard, and I would go see Teddy Swims too.
Well, I think they stay more on the East Coast anyways. I think the last time we looked up to get tickets, they were all East Coast.
Yeah.
And so he basically was going to Europe and just touring the East Coast, not really anything mid or Midwest.
I know, but I would love to go.
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
Hey,
wouldn't that be great if we flew out there and stayed like 3 or 4 days?
Get an Airbnb.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love it.
And go watch them, and then we can stay out late. And
that would be awesome. We should totally tag him in this.
I don't even know how it all works.
Dude, we post it on social media and we tag him.
Oh, it was hey man,
check us out.
We love your stuff. So send us free tickets. No,
yeah,
I'm just kidding.
I think we would have to have a little bit more of a following before that could happen.
Well,
dude,
you never know.
What would be awesome is if we like got this huge podcast going here in Utah and like a ton of people listen to it, and then we were able to like actually convince Mark Broussard to come and do a concert here. Honestly,
if I was being very honest with you and I said, okay, this is what I could see, 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, I would love to talk to some of these artists and just kind of get in their minds and pick their brain and ask them like, what were you thinking? Like, how was this more of a feeling? Was this more a technical thing for you? Was it more sonically? Was it about conveying emotion? Like, what really drove the writing process? I would love to pick their brains and just ask them tons of questions about the writing process.
I'm sure you would love to have a day with David Grohl.
I would love to spend a day with Dave Grohl.
You have such a man crush on him.
I do a little bit. He's a very handsome man and he makes great music.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also my favorite band of all time, by the way.
It's true. It's true.
And we got to see them. We saw them 4 years ago?
No,
3 years ago.
3. That was my Christmas present to you when they came to Salt Lake City.
Yes, it was their last stop on the state side. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so good, but we had to cut it short to make the tram back. So silly.
We rode the train down, but it was still really good. Okay, so here's an album that I found, believe it or not, from watching The Big Bang Theory.
Oh yes,
Under the Influence of Giants.
Yes,
I only have their one album, but they so if you guys watch The Big Bang Theory, when Penny is having her Halloween party, they legit are playing Under the Influence of Giants, their entire album, and they play various songs. And so that's how I found their music. Mm-hmm. And I downloaded the whole CD. And it's one of those you have to listen to a couple times, but once you listen to the whole album a couple times, you really it's just you really like the music.
Okay. I need to take some time and I need to give that album a fair shot, because when I listen, I haven't really had the time to listen to it, because every time I jump in my car, it starts playing a song, every single time, the first one. So it's all as soon as I get in the car before my phone connects, and I haven't really it's gotten to the point where it's annoying and I almost don't even want to start it, because that's the first song. I know it's silly.
Well, that's weird.
But honestly, I haven't.
Is it possessed?
No, not my phone. My car does that. My Subaru, the Outback.
Wait, but why does it play that song?
Because it's ABC order, and I've deleted almost all my music off of that except for the ones I've downloaded, and I just haven't taken the time to remove them off of my iTunes playlist or music playlist, whatever it is. And so when I go into my car, it connects to the Bluetooth and it just starts playing the first song. You know, like how in yours it starts playing Pandora?
Oh, God, that's so annoying.
So I want to know, Subaru, how much money did you take to incorporate in your software to start playing Pandora as soon as you plug in your phone or as soon as it connects to Bluetooth? I would like to know the amount, because that's just silliness.
Drives me insane.
It's you would think it would just save, because, in its memory banks or whatever, that it's going to start playing whatever you played last.
Yeah.
At least that's my thought process on it. What else have we been listening to? I've been listening to Tool. I'm going through the discography from Tool. And I don't know if this is something that happens with all bands, but I'm noticing this is, two bands discography or whatever. But I started going through all the Tool albums. The first one I really struggled with, because the songs were just so obscure, and it seemed like they were still kind of getting their sound together. And Sober is just boom, this is Tool. And so going from their first album to their second album, which is Anima, right? It is a huge. Oh, that's right, because
I'm not a fan of.
I listen to more rock and roll and some heavier rock, so from the 90s, a lot of music from the 90s. But anyway, the difference from album 1 to album 2 was just a huge difference. And not only sonically, the sounds of the guitars and the bass and everything was just so much better and more solidified, but the songs were just so much more together and solidified. Mm-hmm. And so it's night and day going from album 1 to album 2. And I can listen to all the songs from Anima from start to finish.
See, and I'm sitting here, I'm I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know. And I'll probably just finish this and we'll move on to our main topic.
Which is?
Aliens.
Oh, serious?
Yeah, we're not talking about aliens. No, you don't want to talk about aliens?
Well, no, that's fine. It's just I don't know how much I can input on that either, because, like...
Okay, so then why don't we talk about the social dilemma, because we both that's still kind of fresh in our minds.
Yeah, and we made our kiddo watch that.
Okay, so let's talk about that instead of aliens, and we'll watch that alien documentary together, and then we'll talk about it next one. How's that sound?
Okay.
Okay, we'll see. Hopefully we talk about aliens, because aliens is a fun topic to talk about.
Yeah, but... Yeah, okay.
But anyways, let's move on.
I think it's more fun for some than others.
I probably agree.
Because I will say this, aliens is not like my most super exciting topic to talk about. Like, but
like me talking about heavy rock and rock music.
Yeah. So
versus your adult contemporary.
Hey.
Oldies.
It's not oldies. Teddy Swims is not old.
No,
I'm older
old.
than
I apologize.
I'm older than
Marcus
him.
Hart's not old either.
We're about the same age.
Jinx. Pinch poke, kill me coke.
No. Just kidding.
It's okay. I got my Pepsi. I don't drink energy drinks, but I'll have a soda every once in a while.
Okay.
So should I finish this and then we can move to the social dilemma?
Oh, you're not done yet?
No, I'm almost done.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I know. I'm almost done, I promise.
I'm just going to sit here and drink my Pepsi.
Okay, go drink your Pepsi. All right. So now Anima to 10,000 days. 10,000 days for me wasn't as solid as Anima. And part of that is because of I think the song compositions. I think they just started just getting longer and longer with every album rendition. However, I think all except for 2 I really enjoyed on 10,000 Days. And so Anima in 10,000 Days for me is like their height, like their best. And then Lateralis. I could not get into Lateralis. That was their fourth album. Then their 5th album, I think it's Fear Inoculum. I think that's correct. With their newest album, Fear Inoculum, I'm struggling to listen to it because
it's not good.
No, the songwriting is interesting, but it's definitely all centered around like progressive rock and not just making like more melodic songs. It was more experimental, and sonically it didn't sound good in my opinion. It was way over processed. It was clear that almost all the guitars were digital, and so I really struggled with that. So I think probably my favorite albums from the Tool canon is Anima and then 10,000 Days. I think those 2 are just like the best sonically, best songwriting, progressions. I really love all of those songs.
Okay.
They're really good.
Nice.
You're so ready to go on to the next topic.
I am. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Okay. So, one of the things we wanted to talk about was a wonderful documentary that we saw. This is actually even like a month or 2 ago, huh?
It's been several months.
It's been several months.
It was before Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm. And what was it on? It was a Netflix special, if I remember correctly.
It's a Netflix, yeah.
It's a Netflix film, which I think is really cool that all these companies are starting to do more films. They're like networks of their own now. So instead of like doing like cable and stuff, you're just using the internet and just getting different apps to like stream
which
different movies.
Actually ends up to be more expensive.
I've noticed that. Why don't we talk about that and then we'll jump into talking about the social dilemma.
What? How expensive apps are?
Yeah, in comparison to getting like digital cable.
Yeah, but I don't even know, because this is what happens. You get in on this deal with the cable company for like X amount of dollars for X amount of time as your introductory period, and then it jumps up and it's like $400 a month depending on your channels.
Yep.
So, but I don't know. I think streaming services are the way to go, and I think enough people are trying to make it worth it. Like, all your major networks are doing streaming services now.
Yeah.
When before it was like Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
But now you've got like CBS and
NBC, you
and all that
have
stuff.
Discovery now and all their.
Oh, so can we talk? Can we talk about
Geo?
our favorite streaming services?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so one that I'm not super excited about, and maybe that's just because I don't have young kids, but Disney Plus. Like, it's
like, what about it doesn't like work with you?
Well, the selection isn't like super exciting to me.
So they just don't have like interesting shows that you want to watch. On those.
No. I mean, like when we first got it, we watched The Dog Whisperer, and then we did the
like a
Marvel
Disney movie marathon. We did all the Marvel films from start to finish,
and then we watched
in order of the canon.
And then we watched a few of the old classics, you know, like from when we were kids or before we were kids.
Like
and
Lion King, Mulan.
Robin Hood, you know, like some of
those classics, like back when
Yeah.
Robin Hood was just a fox.
Okay, Sword in the Stone.
Oh yeah,
love
Sword
that
in the
one.
Stone.
We haven't watched that one yet, but I do love that.
Yeah, Pete's Dragon.
Yes.
Mary Poppins.
So we did watch a
Bedknobs and
few, but it's not
Broomsticks.
like our go-to app.
No, it's not.
And I think it's because we don't have young kids. Maybe.
I think that's partially right, but I think we're just.
So I'm wondering if, because it is one of the more expensive ones, but I think we still
True.
get it with our phone bill. I'm not sure. But can we talk about Discovery Plus?
Yeah.
Okay. Love the Discovery Plus app. There's so much variety on there. So much. And it's like the fun reality TV shows that I like to watch that aren't like ridiculously dramatic. Like Say Yes to the Dress. Okay, you know it's all fake and scripted and stuff, but
you know
it's
what
still
you're gonna get
fun.
when you watch it,
right? But it's still fun.
It's still fun. Okay.
Yeah, and so I really like, and because the access you get like history, Discovery, TLC, you get access to like so many things with it.
Right.
For a fairly reasonable cost. So I really am liking Discovery Plus.
Okay.
So like Discovery Plus is my favorite, I think.
Don't they also have like the History Channel and stuff on there?
Yeah, they do.
So they'll have the shows like Alone. I don't even know if it's still being played, but Alone, that's an interesting show.
Well, and they have the History Channel, they have A&E. You get access through. And oh my gosh. Okay. So the other thing I'm super excited about is they have HGTV.
Ooh.
And like I love that stuff. So I love watching the home search stuff, the home like buyers.
Fixer Upper.
Oh, I love Fixer Upper.
Flipper Flop.
Yes, love all of them.
I think
it
that's
is
right.
Flipper Flop. Yeah. So like I love all that stuff. So I'm glad we actually have access to that, because before to have access to that you had to pay a ton of money. But I think
it gives us a chance to dream build as well.
Oh, I love it. It's so fun. So Discovery Plus is my favorite. Netflix, I've gotten sucked into a few series on Netflix.
Yeah. Mainly Outlander is like our
but
big
Outlander's on Stars.
That's true. It is on Stars.
So that's not a Netflix series.
My apologies, you are correct.
So I'm talking Netflix series like The Crown. Love The Crown. Of course, Stranger Things, as you're sporting your shirt.
Yep, some Stranger Things.
Yeah, but like they have some good series that are worth watching. But
I agree.
Less and less in my mind right now. I don't know. I'm not liking the content so much that Netflix is putting out so much anymore. Like,
what about the
HBO Plus is a good one too.
Yeah, I was thinking of the series that came out fairly recently about the girl that played chess.
The Gambit?
The Gambit, yes.
Yeah, you watched that. I haven't watched that one yet.
It's really good. It's surprisingly suspenseful for a film that is portraying a girl that is, playing chess.
Yeah.
Like, they made it very dramatic and very interesting to watch.
I'll have to watch that one.
Yes. And I love it when they do limited series like this.
Yeah.
Like, I think those are the best.
So, okay, here's the question. Like, Bridgerton's been all the rage lately from Netflix.
I'm struggling with it because it's more of a teen drama than it's really like something more focused for adults to enjoy.
But it's a period piece that plays modern music.
What is interesting.
Yeah. But, and it's not necessarily historically accurate or
no, it's not.
Like that,
it's not like they're following like certain people in that time period or any of that. It's more of like they're using it as a backdrop for the series.
So I admit I did get sucked in.
I know you did because
Because I
you've
made
been
you
watching
watch it.
while I'm doing other things on my phone or playing on my Switch. So
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I probably will watch the first episode of the second season.
okay.
And maybe that'll be my guilty pleasure one. I think.
Do you feel like it's a guilty pleasure?
Maybe a little bit.
Like it's like not something that you would normally get, but you just get sucked in and you have to watch it.
Yeah, it is. But
I was like that with This Is Us. That took me a bit to get into.
Oh my gosh, I can't talk about This Is Us. Like I can't
on Hulu, right?
That's it's
on
on
Hulu series.
Yeah, well, no, it's not a Hulu series. It's one of the major network, NBC or something. The Peacock. I don't know which one that is.
I think that's NBC.
NBC, whatever.
ABC is the circle.
No, that's CBS.
CBS, sure. I don't know.
See, we don't know what we're talking about. Anyway,
see, this is why you need to fact check.
I'm too busy talking. I'm having too much fun talking. No, but
okay.
So like, it's a or the Peacock. It's from the Peacock channel.
I think that's NBC.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, but it's a good drama, and I can't watch it without crying. Like, I relate to it on so many ridiculous levels. Like, losing a father when you're young, and, like, the
being adopted by a stepfather, basically.
Well, yeah, but not so much, but the awkwardness of the relationship between the new stepfather, technically stepfather, when they're... It's weird because they're older, they're raised and all that stuff. But like, the relationship Kate has with her mom, very similar to my relationship with my mom.
Is it kind of spooky?
Yeah, like, and just like, the whole infertility thing and everything. Like,
yeah,
I mean, just there's so many levels that I relate on to that show. So it's like every time it comes on, I'm
so
like...
it's like amplified like tenfold because not only is it really good storytelling and really good characters and they're having they feel like they're having real emotions. Obviously they're actors, but you relate to it so much that it amplifies that emotional connection.
Yeah. Your chair's squeaking on your desk. And
is it really?
Yeah.
I apologize.
That's okay.
That's
good to know. I just thought I'd tell you. It just started happening. But the other thing is, like... This Is Us is a TV show that when I am like all pent up with emotion and I just need a good release, This Is Us is like my go-to because
it's really easy to get a cry out of you.
Oh my gosh. And I know it'll trigger me and I'll just let it go and I'll have that emotional release and it's all good. So like This Is Us has become my processing show. That's the show I watch when I want to get triggered to process all my pent-up emotions and everything.
Well, yeah, because as human beings, for some reason, we feel like we have to mask those and we have to push them deep down so other people don't see them.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's so...
Because... What? Because...
Trolls are real.
Trolls are real. Well, trolls are obviously real, but also it's in our nature to express and to feel these things. And so when we can't express them and feel them because we feel either in danger of being around people who can use that against us, or whether you're just having those feelings right then and there.
Yeah.
We can't always like process those right then and there. A good example was the time I was coming home from work. This is when I was working for the IT company out in Phoenix, and I was driving home late at night because at that time I was doing like live streaming games and stuff like that. And on my way home, there was a guy walking in the middle of the street in the dark with dark clothes, pushing or pulling like a large like black garbage can across the highway basically. And so when this guy got hit, I could see it like out of the corner of my side view mirror. I looked because I heard a thud, and then I see him tumbling and the trash can tumbling. And so obviously I stopped and went back to make sure he was okay. He was still breathing, but he was unconscious. I dialed 911. Like, they had helicopters, cop cars, the whole thing. I want to say it was on Grand Avenue out in Phoenix. It's been before our time, obviously. But at that point in time, all I was worried about was making sure that this guy was still alive. And so I was on the phone with 911 saying, hey, do I need to start CPR? Like, I didn't know what to do. So I'm like trying to get instructions because I was kind of in shock.
Kind of.
Kind of, like a lot. And so they're like, well, is he breathing? I'm like, no, but he's bleeding out of his ears and nose. They're like, okay, he probably is fine as long as he's breathing. You know, just stay with him. And I said, okay, great. And so after they came and got him and took him away and stuff, I hadn't processed the emotion, nor did I express it during that time.
Well, because your body was in shock.
That's part of it. Because I was in fear for his life.
Right.
And so I didn't get to process that emotion until like an hour or two after it happened. And I was trying to go to sleep. And I just blew up into this puddle of just sobbing, crying, like sinus stuff, like the whole 9 yards. And I was just unconsolable until I released and expressed that emotion.
Mm. Well, that's an intense thing to see.
Yeah. But that's the thing is that, like, as human beings, like, we do need to express and to have those emotions and to feel them.
So I agree, but can you imagine? So like that's a traumatic thing to witness, right? So think about being a first responder, like a police or a paramedic or fireman. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like think about even police, what they have to deal with on a daily basis, constantly being exposed to like traumatic things and stuff.
Yeah,
and like they don't. It's not like they go on a call and then they get 2 or 3 hours to process what they've seen and stuff. No, they see it, they're traumatized, they're all keyed up, and then they have to go to the next call. Mm-hmm. Like that's a lot for people to process. And for police, like I'm just thinking like that is so hard. Yeah. That is so hard to try and do. Anyway, that went on squirrel tangent there.
Yeah, but that's a great example of like, you know, showing people that need to express those things and have those feelings, but they're not able to because I'm a police officer. I need to be calm. I need to be collected. I need to be able to focus on these things. And, you know, how long does it take until their psychological stuff just kind of breaks and down to the point where they can't handle it anymore?
Yeah. So anyway,
stuff. But anyways,
that was a long ass detour.
It was good though.
From our periodic review of streaming apps.
Yes.
I will have to say, I'm pleasantly surprised. Now getting back on topic of reviewing.
Well, and I'm sure we're going to talk about the social dilemma here in a minute.
Well, yeah, but we're on a roll. Let's just keep going.
I agree. Let's just do it.
So Prime, okay, really enjoy Prime. I think. Okay, so like my top 5, right? Discovery Plus. I think Prime and HBO Plus are kind of tied. Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to think which ones I access more.
And it's more like niche like stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
But I will say the series Upload by Amazon Prime, their original series, freaking loved it. I mean, it was kind of weird, but it was like, oh my gosh, this is so trippy. And the whole thought process even the social dilemma of uploading somebody's consciousness, you know, to like, I mean, I'm sure it can happen. I mean, Elon Musk is like practicing, like doing
Elon Musk is an alien.
Okay, so
that's a joke. I really don't believe that. But I think
yes, you do.
If we did have aliens, if aliens were among us, it would be Elon Musk. Who else? True. Kanye West. He's an alien.
You're so weird. He's a conspiracy theorist when it comes to aliens.
No, not
but
really.
Listen,
not really.
That whole Upload, like the whole social dilemma it presents and everything, and like
because
how
like, are you truly dead?
Well, yeah,
because their body dies, but they have their.
But the cost associated with it, like it was just another way to exploit people even after passing.
Yep.
So like to me, I think that is just like it was so weird, and you definitely saw a difference in class system and stuff. So it was just really interesting to watch and kind of see the social dilemma play out.
Yeah.
Because, well, spoilers. Like, kind of the whole pretext is based off of like. Yeah, anyway, it's so good. It's so good. Just watch it.
Spoiler alert. Go for it. Say it.
So, well, like, he's supposedly killed, and it's made to look like an accident. The main character, it's made to look like an accident, because he was developing one of these afterlife upload programs that would be accessible and free of charge to people who couldn't afford it.
And that's why he was killed.
Because...
and uploaded.
Yeah. because there was a whole conspiracy from that he was killed by the bigwigs who were making like ridiculous amounts of money.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. And it's a whole nother interesting way to look at our society as is. Our corrupt and the corrupt nature. Well, the corruptness in capitalism, but there's corruptness in socialism. There's corruptness in everything.
Business, yeah, for sure. Well, and that's the interesting thing too about if we kind of correlate that to our actual lives. Like, honestly, nothing is going to happen, especially with like progression of societal stuff and technology and things like that, unless they can make it profitable. That's the only way we're going to progress, like technological and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great representation of that, because honestly, if it wasn't making somebody money or making them rich or, you know, helping other people with lobbying stuff or whatever, then they wouldn't have had that upload stuff. And the only reason that they stopped the guy that was creating the application to basically rival that but be free to everybody, that's why he was killed.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. You learn that in like the first couple episodes, but it's like whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a good show.
Really good show.
So impressed with
really
Amazon Prime on some of their original content. I haven't watched a ton of it though, but that was the series I really did enjoy.
Yeah.
Carnival Row with Prime was interesting.
I didn't see Carnival Row.
I know you didn't watch it with me.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I forced you to watch Outlander.
But I got into Outlander.
Okay, Outlander's like amazing.
Like somewhere around season 3, I was like, okay, this is actually pretty good.
It is amazing. Okay, and like,
because I'm not really big into a lot of those more dramatic, more romantic kind of
period
series.
pieces.
And period pieces.
You know what? I do love period pieces. It's
You do.
cool.
You do.
I totally get into it, like
Isn't
The Crown and Outlander and Game of Thrones.
One of your favorite movies is Pride and Prejudice, isn't it?
No, but I really like it.
I would assume that would have been one of your favorites.
Yeah.
Because it's a period piece. It's a period piece.
Yeah.
You know, and it's drama and romantic.
Yeah, yeah. But well, and Bridgerton even is period.
Yeah.
In a very non-accurate historical way.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But again, they're focusing more on, you know, the period of that time, the language they use, the societal stuff.
Did you hear that?
Mm-mm.
Our child's.
No, I have noise canceling headphones. I can only hear you and me talking.
Oh, that's funny. Well,
I kind of like that actually, because there's not that distraction.
That's true. That's true. So anyway.
So documentaries.
Love documentaries. I think I'm the one that got you sucked into documentaries.
Yes, you seriously have gotten me into documentaries, and now I love them.
I know. Like docuseries are awesome.
Docuseries are awesome. That's your chair.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was so weird. It got so quiet.
You're like, something's going on upstairs. I think it's the ghost that is in our house.
Tyler.
No, it was your chair. It was your
Okay.
chair the whole time.
So there was this one time though when I was watching a docuseries on
Which one?
weed. It was on Hulu.
Oh,
it was like
um,
weed something. I don't know.
weed etiquette. Was it weed etiquette? Here, I'll look it up. You keep talking. I'll look it up.
Anyway, so I was watching it, and then our kiddo, we have a foster kid, and he's just adorable. But he came in, and he's like, "What are you watching? I'm gonna report you," because I was watching. I'm like, "It's a documentary. It's not like I'm doing it." Jeez. Anyway.
Weed etiquette.
Yeah, weed etiquette.
Yep, that's a 2016 documentary series.
Started in 2016.
It started. It's a continuing series, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah, so we were watching that.
But that one's very interesting.
That is a good one. But I think that might be you. I don't know. But I love watching docu-series.
It's a Prime series.
Like, and because
I just IMDb'd it.
Is it a Prime series? No, you can see it on Prime. Because I think I watched it on Hulu.
I want to say it's on Prime. Excuse me. Sorry. I tried to Get it away from the microphone. I was just thinking. I was like, oh, crap. It's in the microphone.
Okay.
I apologize.
That's okay. But because of where I work, I don't know why, but I'm totally fascinated by, like, all these, like, the R. Kelly story.
Surviving Kelly.
Surviving R. Kelly.
That was difficult to watch.
Leaving Neverland.
I didn't see Leaving Neverland.
Yeah,
you saw
that would
with Autos.
That would have been hard for you to watch.
Yeah.
So that was, but like, I think it's just because of where I work and everything in the work that I'm involved with.
Yeah.
But it's just, there's those. The one that I loved was the one by Leah Remini, the Scientology one.
Oh yeah,
on A&E. Did you ever finish watching that whole series?
Yeah, I did.
It was so fascinating.
That one was very fascinating.
Yeah, so watching stuff like that. Oh, and then we watched The Vow on HBO and stuff. Like, these cult type things. I don't know. I guess that's not as bad as... Maybe it is as bad as watching, like, murder crime stuff. Like, my friend Melinda loves true crime stories.
She likes her stories from the true crime?
Yeah, well, it's funny. What are you looking up now?
Well, I was trying to just make sure that we had the title right for Leah Remini's
it's
Scientology and the Aftermath. That's what it's called. I should know these things. I really should.
So that's on A&E, and you can watch that.
Yeah. That one wasn't the hardest one to watch, though.
What one was the hardest one for you to watch?
Probably the Nexium one. That one was tough to watch.
The Vow?
The Vow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
HBO, I believe.
Uh-huh.
That one was hard to get through. But it was one of those things you're just like, it's like your train's coming and there's a big semi and his big trailer.
And
like
you
sitting
can't
on
just
the tracks and you can't
do
look
anything.
Away.
You just
you
watch.
Can't do anything. You just kind of like, well, I guess I'm just going to experience what's going on right now.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I felt when I was watching it. And I was just like, whoa.
I think Surviving R. Kelly.
Those were dark.
I think Surviving R. Kelly was the hardest one for me.
That was the hardest one for you?
Oh, so hard. Ugh. Anyway, we're going to get off that topic because I'll get angry and start ranting and that.
Well, then let's talk about social dilemma and social media and stuff.
Okay, so we watched this documentary. I watched it, and then I made my husband and my kiddo watch it. Of course, I had to pay my kiddo $5 to make sure he sat there and watched the whole thing without any distractions. But because the kid is addicted to anything, like, the smartphone. I hate it. I have a love-hate relationship with it, but that kiddo is like, his face is constantly in it.
Yeah.
And I've put time limits, and I've turned off notifications, and I have pretty good parental controls on it to even help, but still, it's like constantly just in his face. And he like got so excited because he went viral on TikTok and got like 6,000 views or something on his.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I know TikTok is one of those apps that like really promote your first few videos to kind of get you hooked, to make sure you get those dopamine things going. And then after a while, like, it's not very I don't know.
Well, maybe.
I don't know. I actually heard that on a Joe Rogan podcast. When he was talking to one of his younger comedian friends. So,
well, I think some of them like do that, or like kind of predatory in that way.
The apps, the social media apps.
Well, especially like some of these like these movie websites, kind of like YouTube or Vimeo and stuff like that. Because what's really interesting is that the only reason a video would go viral nowadays is because, you know, a lot of people would watch it. But the thing that is now is that they have these different algorithms that promote certain videos.
Yeah.
So that they get more views and get more hits and stuff like that. Whether, I don't know the whole everything about it, but it's just not the same that it was when it first came out.
Well, and the thing that's like, I think the biggest thing that I got out of the social dilemma is that people knew that what they were doing was like addictive.
Yeah.
And they
like
knew
it became something more than what they were trying to accomplish.
Yeah, but they knew it, and they still, I think
They
they
still
know it,
allowed
and
it
they
to
still
happen.
do it. You know, like I think it's very bothersome, and I think social media is at least social media along with the mainstream media,
Mm-hmm.
but more social media is to blame for the divisiveness that is going on in our country.
I think you have something there.
Because
Well, this is what's interesting about it, and like not like was it like 2 or 3 months before we saw that, like I had just like I was just done with Twitter, I was done with Facebook, I was done with like all of that stuff. I was like, I'm not even gonna like watch it anymore. I deleted all the apps off of my phone.
yeah, but
Because
you have
all it
YouTube
was
now.
done. That is true, but I don't watch. Well, it's actually really interesting. I'll tell a little bit more about that. But when I stopped doing that, I noticed there's a difference. Like in how I felt about myself, felt about the world, felt about people. Because I got rid of that. Because I was done seeing all this political stuff, all this push of ideologies. And I was just like, why am I still consuming this? This is stupid.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, because people are doing that and they're choosing not to be engaged in a certain way, or it's frustrating because it's causing divisiveness. But then if you're not informed on what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
you're losing like civil liberties. You're losing a lot of your rights because of the rhetoric and stuff that's
Mm-hmm.
going on. So it still has an impact on you. You're just not as aware of it.
Yeah. Well, and it's programming people.
Yeah.
Like it's literally programming our brains to think and look to feel and think a certain way. That's what I mean. I fumbled over my words quite a bit with that, but you understand what I'm saying.
Right.
Like they're focused on not only having your attention, but also, hey, we can easily
Programming your purchase behaviors and
programming
predicting them
your political ideologies and rhetoric and stuff like that. Programming you to be more docile and easily manipulated. Like all that stuff is occurring on these social media platforms.
right.
And it's really scary.
Yeah. Well, and
I'm
now
not gonna lie. I am absolutely terrified what our country's gonna look like if it continues this way.
Oh, well. It's not gonna be good. That's for sure.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it already isn't good.
It's definitely not great. I mean, I think this is the most divided we've been in quite a while as a country.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
And we're all rooting for our own teams.
Well, and here's the thing. I don't know if I'm rooting for a team specifically, but I am.
Oh, not you, individual. I mean,
No,
like
I
in general.
know. Yeah, in general. But, like, that's the thing. I don't know if the majority of us are really rooting for a team other than, like, just being a country. I think there's more moderates than extremes, but all you hear are the extremes.
Yeah.
Which continue to draw and pull and all that sort of stuff. So I think that's what's hard. And then there's the constant divisiveness in ideology. But then you think about what we've had to go through as a world since COVID, right? Like then we were told to have extra distance from everybody in our lives and
Not
to
only
wear
that,
masks,
covering our faces,
Right.
which is the majority of our communication is with our facial features.
Right. So it's hard to like. I think it's just and the social deprivation of the kids and stuff where this is like key developmental stuff for them. And
they're not getting the stimulation that they need.
And they're like socializing with a freaking computer screen. Like, what is that going to do? I mean, there's already been studies where, like at Harvard, they said that there was a study that I read like years ago, but the more time you spend in front of a screen or like you lose the ability to read human emotion or to have empathy and stuff because it wires your brain differently.
Yeah.
And so that's concerning to me. Like trying to trying to teach our kid empathy, right? When he's looking at a screen and stuff, but that's still something we've got to teach him.
Yeah.
So it's really
even more difficult now because there's more, applications and games and
to keep the attention.
Mm-hmm. Because, and that's the thing, I'm not really sure what's really going on in the background, because some are saying that, it's this algorithm that's just trying to keep your attention, but at the same time, I don't know what other people are doing in the background, if they are actually focusing and pushing these different videos and different memes and different TikToks and stuff like that, or if it's just the algorithm, or if it's a combination of both.
It's probably a combination. It's probably much more complex than we even want to think about.
I would think so. Because you never know. But it was interesting, and I don't get onto Twitter anymore. I don't get on Facebook anymore. I do get on YouTube, and that's just to watch funny videos. I think my favorite things I'm watching now are skateboard videos and watch people die inside videos.
Well, what I've noticed,
and that's all I'm getting, which is really interesting.
Yeah, but you know what? I know my attention span is so much shorter. I mean, when we go out to dinner with the kids, when we take them out to dinner,
we want to put our phones away and have a conversation.
But I still have my phone out because the kids have their phone out, and it's well, if they're not going to sit and engage with me, and then we become a table of those stupid people we see at restaurants that have their face in their phone. And I look at them and I'm like, oh, that's so sad. And yet here I am with me and my 2 kids and husband doing the same damn thing.
Yeah.
And so I hate it because I'm so addicted to it as well. And I know that. And that's what's sad, is I need to break it. But
I think definitely getting rid of like Facebook, anything like it, like TikTok and Twitter.
Okay.
I feel like YouTube, if you're watching a certain type of video, they're going to keep giving you the certain type of video.
Totally.
Since I've been on YouTube, specifically only watching skateboard videos and laugh or die or try not to laugh compilations.
Okay, those are so fun.
They're so fun. I'm a
however,
little addicted to them.
I know.
But that's all I'm getting.
Because, however, when you're laying in bed at 11 o'clock at night and all of a sudden you bust out, and everybody's sitting there trying to go to sleep, and then there's Jacob.
You're right.
And then he
I do need
smacks my stomach, and he's like, "That's not funny." And I'm like, "Seriously?"
Because I want to experience it with you. Yeah, I know, right? I'm gonna die in the morning.
Anyway,
that is one thing I have gotten hooked on, but it's not something that's trying to program me or do weird stuff.
Well, I will admit, laughter is a very good medicine.
It definitely has helped.
So we do need that. But I know I'm addicted. Mm-hmm. I'm addicted to the Facebook. I'm addicted to the YouTube.
Well, what about it? Are you addicted as far to Facebook? Are you addicted to seeing what other people are doing and they're posting stuff about their lives? Or is it are you stalking people? Are you actively stalking people at this point in time?
Are you kidding me?
I didn't think so.
The only person I would stalk would maybe be Sam Hagen.
Sam Hagen?
Jamie Fraser.
Jamie Fraser.
Yeah, he's pretty cute. I'm just kidding, babe. You're cute.
You can say he's cute. You can say he's hot. He's a very handsome man. I'm not going to lie.
He's the sexiest redhead I've ever seen. Although he's not red hair in real life.
Yeah.
No, but I want to watch.
Which is a bummer.
I want to watch that new series, Men in Kilts on Stars. Yeah. I want to watch that.
That does look like fun.
I miss Scotland. I want to go back. We got to go back.
Tell us about your Scotland experience.
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but it was amazing. Fine. We will do a periodic review on our vacations. Okay. But
I think we should just have a conversation and we talk about stuff we think is cool and stuff that we talk about
what was
think
I
is
talking
dumb.
About?
We're talking about the social dilemma.
Oh, yes. Okay. So I like Facebook for the sense that I can kind of keep up to date with people. Oh, check yourself out in the...
You should have told me my hair was all cray-cray.
Well, from the angle I was at, it was fine.
You were my assistant. You had one job to do. Continue. I apologize.
Apparently, I had 2 jobs to do because I was supposed to be the fact checker, which I suck at. And apparently, I suck at telling you your hair was doing something weird.
It's okay.
So I guess I'm fired.
I got my Pepsi.
You sound like Zach Galifianakis.
Welcome back to Two Ferns.
Between Two Ferns.
Between Two Ferns.
Oh my gosh, I love that show. That was so funny.
My goodness.
Matthew McConaughey. Oh, so funny. Anyway, okay.
Zach Galifianakis is ridiculous.
I know.
He's not my favorite, but that was really silly
one.
humor. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so getting back to the social dilemma, I am addicted to the Facebook, but I think, and it feeds me the stuff it knows I want to hear,
which is all
political,
right leaning.
More moderate
conservative stuff.
I'm a right leaning moderate for sure.
That's kind of where we're both at,
but
depending on the topic.
But I mean, I love Joe Rogan, and he's definitely more left leaning.
Yeah, I would definitely say he's more left leaning.
And it's not like I disagree with him, but there's
we agree on a lot of things.
Yeah,
some things we don't agree on, but that's just like with anything in this world.
Yeah, well, but here's the thing. Anyway, we're getting into politics. But so I do get a lot of videos that are very targeted and stuff, which is funny to me because in all these videos, they're all claiming the media is trying to censor us and they're trying to shut us down and demonetize us. You don't come up in our, that means we don't come up in your feed and all that stuff. I'm like, you literally are coming up in my feed right now. So it's interesting because what they're claiming is opposite of what Facebook is literally doing.
But what about all of these account closing?
Okay, that is not cool. The whole
you feel like
YouTube
they're censoring?
Okay, Twitter and them censoring the freaking president. No, that's not okay. To me, that's just not okay. And then censoring people based off of beliefs. The whole firing Gina from The Mandalorian.
Oh, don't get me started
because
on that.
Because of her beliefs. It's not like she. Oh, anyway.
And she didn't even say anything terribly bad.
The cancel culture, but she's just pointing out the obvious that's happening, but they don't want to. It's so stupid. I hate mainstream media. It makes me angry to think about it, but that's all I look at, and it's so dumb.
And that's why I gave it up, because all it does, it just fires me up.
But what really makes me mad is that Apple and Amazon and Google.
All these huge ones
push Parler out and shut them down.
Yeah, wasn't that
nuts?
Was
I'm this is where it's getting scary.
Yeah.
Where it's okay to say on Twitter that the children of Trump supporters need to be sent to re-education camps, or a picture. I saw a picture of that some guy put on his thing of somebody putting body parts in a wood chipper. It was a painting. And he said hashtag MAGA kids being re-educated, and it had that picture. It was so that's okay to post, but somebody saying that that they're that they support Trump is not okay and they get to be taken down. It's just, to me, that's not okay.
And so what do you think that is? Do you think that it's these younger kids, these younger generations, just a generation behind us that just have grown up or have been taught some of these things, whether it was in school or, they got together via social media or their media groups, and that's what's fueling them to cancel these different
the
individuals?
Algorithms and everything. They ask for your birthday and stuff. They know exactly who to target with what propaganda, right? I mean, and
it's just fueling the fire. So if let's just say, for instance, that all the algorithms are working as intended, that they're supposed to give you what's going to interest you the most. So if you search in Google or Firefox or whatever, and you say, hey, Trump supporters, it's going to give you stuff about Trump supporters, right?
I have no idea.
Well, because we don't know what's really going on in the background.
Yeah, I think it's a very dangerous game that the media is playing.
Yeah. The
mainstream media, for sure. I think it's a very dangerous game that these big techs are playing.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go into it because I don't want to be deplatformed before we
even start.
That's the problem. I'm
just but
it's just, I will say it's a dangerous game, and it's not healthy for our society. It's not healthy for our country, and that's what scares me, because if we were to actually sit down and have conversations with each other, we'd find we have a lot more in common than we do.
Than what's portrayed via social media and
it's in the best interest of the people in power to keep us divided. So they're going to use everything out there to keep us divided, because a people divided is so much easier to govern and so much easier to keep down, so that like you can't challenge their behavior and their power. Mm-hmm. Because in all actuality, if we were united, they would be wiped out so fast. Right? I mean, 99% is a whole heck of a lot more than the 1% at the top.
Right.
And if we were to actually unify and do something about it, and now, like, watch me be tagged as an anarchist or something like that. I don't know.
You're not an anarchist.
I know.
You're not.
But I'm just saying it's in the best interest of the corrupt politicians and the corrupt capitalists. Mm-hmm. So, because I think there's corruption all across the board. That's why I don't think socialism will work. Or, I mean, everything has its fault. And I guess I lean more to the capitalist way of life because...
Within reason.
No, I do lean more capitalist, because it's when you get the corrupt people at the top to set the rules of the playing game, right? Like you get all these mega corporations who benefited directly from the COVID, right? They all have their money in the pockets of the politician. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're getting off topic. Anyway.
Yeah. So social media, bad.
Yeah. But
as far as like cognitive, like as far as like, you know, like kids growing up and being cognitively being developed properly.
Oh yeah, being it's causing, I think, a ton of issue with our youth. Yeah. Especially as their brains are developing and that's all they're consuming. Mm-hmm. I mean, the mental health is ridiculous.
Is a big deal right now, and I really wish that we could get.
But it's all because like that the depression and the online bullying, the access to information and social media, like if you don't get enough likes, then it's the end of the world kind of thing. Yeah. Because that's all your world exists of. Right. You know, it's just bad.
Well, I think a lot of it is because, well, I mean, I agree that all of these factors are factoring in as far as like a person's mental health, their depression, or whether they're struggling with this, that, or the other. But the bottom line is that we're going against our nature as human beings. As human beings, we should be hunting and gathering. That's what we should be doing as human beings, and making babies.
Yeah, and all we have to do now is sit on our couch and call DoorDash.
I know. It's amazing.
No, it's not. It's horrible.
It's horrible.
We're becoming more fat and lazy as a country. Yeah. And I say that because I am fully participating in that.
I am too.
However...
Raise your hand if you're participating.
Yeah, unfortunately. However, I am down 20 pounds since the first of the year.
Baby, you're amazing. You're doing great.
I'm working
I'm down 6 or 7, so I'm not doing too bad either.
But it's okay. We're just going to work on it.
But like going back to the whole mental health thing is that I feel like employers should be a part of helping people with mental health as far as like it being taken care of like through insurance
and stuff. Yeah, because like you get 12 visits a year, so that's one visit a month. Well, that's
like especially if somebody's like really struggling, very difficult.
Right. What happens if you have to go to therapy once a week just to get through the day or just to get through your week? You know what I mean? Like, I will admit, there was a time about a year ago that I had to go through therapy, like some intense therapy because of stuff I was experiencing, you know? Yeah. And it was expensive because I had to go every week for a minute, you know? And then as I worked through some stuff, like we scaled and now it's on an as-need basis. But I feel like I'm coping much better with a lot of different things. But
what I'm saying is that should be taken care of.
By the employer?
Yeah, because we are completely going against our inherent, our systematic nature, which is to hunt, gather, eat, sleep, and make babies. Yeah. And so with that, it's really difficult for us to do that if we're, in an office 9 to 5, like sitting on our butts in front of a computer screen, or we're driving 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or whatever the case may be. And when we're going against our nature for long periods of time, it really does weigh on the psyche. Yeah. And I think that's one of the reasons why I feel like I need to connect with nature. Like, Like, you know, like there's oftentimes I'm just like, babe, I just need to go and be with trees.
Yeah.
Like
You're
I need it. I need
You're
trees.
so cute. It's funny sometimes when he's just like, I need to go, I need to be with trees. And then he'll go and he'll just stand by a tree and just put his hand on it and just sit there and close his eyes. And it's like, that's my husband. The tree loving hippie.
Well, I mean,
no, but
for me, like, well, it's part of like spirituality. Like, I really feel that, you know, everything that has cells that divide or naturally occurs, like it has some kind of life within it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's alive.
And so,
okay, so as we're sitting here, my mom's blowing up my phone with a ton of websites for me to watch.
Is it conspiracy theory stuff?
Yeah, I'm so excited.
We didn't go to the moon. The world is actually a dome.
She's like
we're in a snow globe.
So my mom is awesome. She's all into the QAnon stuff, which I love. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if I don't buy into all of the QAnon stuff, but I just love my mom. I just love it, and it's entertaining.
I don't know enough of the QAnon stuff to really know what's going on. I just know that there's somebody anonymously posting some stuff and exposing things, much like WikiLeaks when it first came out.
Yeah.
And so,
anyway, so I just thought that I'd let you know that that's going to be happening later.
Yeah. Well, I think for these discussion stuff, I think we need to like have, like maybe like either like a news post or like or whatever, so that we know like we've watched the stuff or we've read the stuff, so we have like more to like bounce ideas and stuff off of each other for the future podcasts.
Yeah.
But this is going really a lot better than I thought it was. I was terrified to start this. I'll be honest with you.
Why?
I was terrified.
Because you didn't think I would talk with you?
No, I was just terrified because I didn't like it was the unknown. Like for me, like fear is the unknown.
Yeah, but like fear. Hair in my mouth. Sorry.
Hairball.
But like the thing is like anxiety, right? Like stress and excitement, anxiety and excitement are literally the same chemical in your body.
Yeah.
Literally, it's all about the association you give it in your brain or in your mind, right? So, like, there's some people who get super anxious and, like, want to throw up and stuff before going on stage, right? They're feeling the exact same chemical. Their body's producing the exact same chemical as the person who is sitting on the stage, like, terrified and going to throw up and, like, can't go out and be in public. They're literally feeling the same thing. It's just the association they make with it.
Like your brain saying, is this good or bad for me?
Right. So it's like I can see it as a fearful, anxiety-driven thing, or I can see it as excitement and take and utilize that energy and, like, do it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the whole fight or flight kind of thing.
And it could have been just the build-up. Like, I think just like I know we wanted to do it on Saturday, and that didn't work out because I got home later and... You know, by that time I was just like tired. Oh, yeah,
because your wife makes you go out and make money so we can have groceries and stuff.
Doggone it. I want money so I can help my family. What is this?
Well, now I want money so I can buy cute baby things for our new niece or nephew.
That's exciting.
I keep saying it's a niece because I think that's what I really want is I want to go shopping for a little baby girl. Yeah. But I'll just go shopping for gender neutral stuff and then hopefully they'll let us know soon so I can go. Or
you can just wait until we know for sure. Then you can buy cute stuff that makes sense for the gender of the baby.
I have to go to TJ Maxx.
I have to. I must get my hands on the precious.
I'm so excited.
I love it. You're so cute when you get excited.
I'm so excited.
It makes me happy.
Anyway.
It makes me so happy. So we got off
because when I'm angry, you don't like it so much.
We're doing good. We're already at like an hour and 20 minutes.
What? That's way too long.
Okay, well then let's do 10 more minutes and call it good.
Okay.
Because we're kind of in a flow.
So what are we going to talk about for the next 10 minutes?
Okay, well we talked about how social media is bad for our brains, especially young brains, and even like, you know, older people. Like it's really bad for our brains because it's designed to keep us like that screen in front of us.
Yeah.
You know, whether that's very benign or if it's malevolent. I tend to feel that it might be malevolent in some sort of way, but that's my
Satan.
conspiracy. It's the devil.
It's the devil.
It's Satan.
No, don't do that voice. You know that creeps me out.
So, okay. So you manage a lot of people and you solve a lot of problems in your corner of the woods.
Yes.
Okay, so how do we solve the social dilemma? How do we fix social media? How do we fix that?
Well, in all my brilliance and wisdom, because I'm definitely much more capable of answering this question than the scholars. I think we just need to throw the damn phones away. No, I'm just kidding. No, because here's the reality. Social media also does a lot of good. Like, I have connections with cousins that I haven't seen in like 10 years, but I still have a semblance of what's going on in their life, like that their kids are getting married and whatnot. Mm-hmm. You know, even though like we never talk, I still get to see that, and they get to see that with me. So when we do get together, it's like, oh, hey, I saw on Facebook or blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So it's a way for us to connect.
When we're so far apart.
Right.
Okay.
So it does have its good things, but I think it's become much more nefarious than good. And that's the problem. Like, I think we need to figure out how to scale it back more, you know? And I don't know. Like, that's what's hard, is because like there's new platforms and stuff coming out that are going to be alternatives. Like, one I would really like to support more, but I don't have a ton of income unless I cancel all my streaming services, which I really don't want to do because I really do enjoy them.
Well, that's why we switch back and forth,
I know.
because like if we find a series that we like, we'll cancel one that we finished already and we're not looking for anything further, and then switch back and forth depending on what. But
right.
Anyways,
but like,
how are we fixing social media?
I don't know.
Let's fix it.
I don't know.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's just do it.
Okay, sure.
Let's just do it. Okay.
So what do you think is the solution?
So I think for starters, number one, we need to obviously get in the mindset of that I don't need to spend all my time on these applications. So I think it all starts with the individual.
Yeah, but it's
and
on
also
the
parents
individual.
for kids.
But then it's on the individual. We have no control over what the individual set or thinks or chooses.
But I'm just saying, if I was going to give advice to somebody, I would say the first thing I would do is turn off notifications on your phone.
Right, like they said in Social Dilemma.
Yeah, exactly. I think that what they recommended was a great idea. Like, they need to turn off notifications so it's not like ding, 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 you know, and you have to like look at it. I think that's the first thing.
And that's what I did with Tyler's phone before we even gave it to him. I made sure all notifications were turned off and that he couldn't turn them on. Yeah. Because one, he doesn't need to be having notifications while he's at school. Because it
disassociates his focus on what he needs to get done there. And it says, hey, this is the phone, this is the app, you need to look at me right now. So I think that would help, number one. Number two, I honestly would actually delete the apps that are the most addictive. Mainly Twitter and Facebook, and only get it on.
But you've got Snapchat, there's so many games. It depends on what your addiction is.
Well, this is true.
Because like there's some game apps that...
Yeah, some game apps, my love. You want to break that up?
No, we're not talking about that. But they are addictive.
This is true. They are addictive. There's a lot.
They're meant to be addictive because then you end up spending money on microtransactions. The next thing you know, you
spent $400.
Where did that $200?
On Bejeweled.
I have never. No. No. I have spent $200.
It was definitely a couple $100. But yeah, I would remove them from your phone.
I did remove
Play them
those.
On your computer.
I did remove those from my phone.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying if I'm giving advice to somebody to like reduce some of the addictive,
I'm like,
I would,
getting all mad.
I wouldn't say it's an addictive substance. I would say it's almost as bad as like having like nicotine or something like that.
Well, it is. It is.
Like, it took me a while to get rid of that Pavlov thing to pick up my phone every time because all the notifications were going off. Don't you remember? And I felt weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it was now out of my norm. Mm-hmm. So I think those two things would be helpful. Like, just get them off your phone. or turn off all your notifications and only look at it when you want to. Not because, oh, it dinged at me, I need to see it.
Well, you know what I really hate? This is what I really hate.
Do you think hate's the right word? Seems pretty strong.
Yeah. I hate that smartphones have become such a cultural necessity because, like...
If you're not cool...
Well, and that's the thing.
You need
it's
a phone
like,
to be cool.
Our kiddo was, like, so upset that we wouldn't get him a smartphone.
Oh.
And, like, we fought him forever. And he's obsessed about it. And so we finally got him one, and I put parental controls to try and limit it, you know, but, like...
It's still not enough.
It's not.
It's never enough.
But that's what's so frustrating, because it's like, in order to be cool, he had to have a phone because all of his friends had a phone and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just thinking, like...
Yeah, and that was always
that
his
is
thing.
So horrible.
Well, so-and-so has a phone.
Yeah.
Their parents let him have the phone.
And I'm like, I don't care. I'm not their parent. But it's like, that's what bugs me, because that is so horrific. Like, it is detrimental on the minds of children to have a smartphone so early. I honestly believe that.
It was like that with beepers. Remember when beepers first came out? It was the coolest thing to have a beeper.
Yeah, but I didn't even get one until I was 20. And, like, I didn't even get a cell phone until I was out of high school.
Yeah.
And that's because I bought my own.
That's when they were... Well, yeah. My parents would not let me have a cell phone.
Well, see, and that's the thing. But now it's like you have to have one. Even for school, they have to have one so that they can get a text to get a login, to confirm a login for something.
Like
so they have to have a phone.
To have one. And it has the school apps on it, so they can, like...
Yeah. And so they're supposed to use apps. And I'm just like, this is ridiculous.
It's nonsense. They can look up their grades, like, from a computer after they get home.
I don't know. But then again, I'm sitting here in my hypocrite chair because I am just as addicted to my phone. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And honestly, like, I use my phone every day when I work. And when I get home, I don't even want my phone next to me.
Yeah.
Like, unless I'm going to watch my YouTube videos before I fall asleep.
Yeah. But that doesn't always happen because somebody cracks up hysterically and wakes everybody else up.
Okay, so how about these big tech companies? What can they do differently to help with our addiction with these social media apps?
Why are you asking me all these deep questions? I can't think. Like, I don't know how to respond to this right now.
Do you want to know what I think they need to do?
Well, yeah.
I think they need to delete the algorithms. I think they need to stop having algorithms to shoot stuff off to you because they know that you're going to keep going down that rabbit hole deeper and deeper into whatever it is you're interested in, and just be like, hey, these are the top videos that have gone viral because people like watching them over and over again. You can watch them if you want. I think they need to stop the continuous play. Because you know how, like, you finish your video and it says the next will start in 5 seconds?
Yeah.
They need to stop that. On Netflix, too, like all the other streaming companies, they do that as well to keep you going to the next one, because the more eyes they have on it,
yeah, but at least Netflix will check.
Make.
Netflix and Prime will check in and say, "Are you still there?"
That is true. It does. But how many episodes is it?
I don't know.
How much time has gone by? Do you not know how much time has gone by?
No. You should Google that.
I think you should Google it. You want to Google it?
Okay.
So that's the other thing I would do. And I know that's going to hurt their bottom line. I get it. But you know what? They're making so much money hand over fist on these things. They can afford it.
They're making money off of us.
I know. They're selling it to the highest bidder.
I want my check.
Where's my 5%?
They're making my intellectual behavior. They're making money off of my intellectual behavior.
Yep.
And emotional behavior.
Yep.
That's awful. I want my check. Nobody makes money off of me but me.
Where's my self-checkout W-2s?
Let's not even talk. Self-checkout. Seriously, people.
That's okay. We just have a few more minutes.
I think they should give a freaking discount for you if you check out. Because, like, I think you need to get a discount if you check yourself out.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Or make it more convenient. Like, that's what, like, I really wish they would do. I wish they would make it more convenient.
How could they make it more convenient?
That's a good question. How could they make it more, how could they make self-checkout
They literally
more
did it to make it more convenient.
Or they did it so that they could increase their bottom line, because if more people are checking out their own stuff, they don't have to pay somebody to scan your items. Like, what was interesting too is that it looked like they were trying to do a promo at like our Smiths out here where you can just get a scanner and you go and grab your groceries and you scan it while you're shopping. And then all you do is it prints out a ticket and you take it to the cashier and you just pay for it. I like that idea. But
yeah, they do that at Smith's in Ogden.
Yeah, but it didn't go. Like they didn't keep it going. Which I'm sad.
Well, yes, they did in Ogden. They did.
Well, in Ogden, yes, but not way down south here.
Well, no, that's because we're in little.
That's because we're in a little podunk town.
Okay, wait.
But
when
anyways,
you've watched a few episodes of a show, a video will suddenly pause within the first few minutes of an episode.
I think it's somewhere between 5 and 10 episodes.
I think it's actually 3 or 4.
It doesn't say how many or how much time has gone by. That's interesting that they don't know it.
It just says when you've watched a few episodes.
Theory.
That's all it says.
A few episodes. But I know we watch episode after episode when we watch stuff. But I'm just curious, is it like 2 episodes? Is it 3 episodes? Or is it like 9 or 10 episodes? So you're like way into, or like, you know.
Here's what it says from help.netflix.com.
What does it say?
It says, if you watch 2 episodes of a TV show in a row without using any video player controls, a screen prompt appears that asks, are you still watching? So it's like, if you don't...
As long as you're not clicking to the next...
Yeah, if you're not clicking to the next, or like if you push pause or play on an episode, I think that resets it. So like...
Oh, that makes sense.
So every time you use a control, it resets it. So it'll be 2 episodes from the last time you like push pause or fast forward or...
So as long as you're not touching the controls, it'll stop it after the second episode that you watch in a row.
So you watch 2 episodes and then it'll ask in the start of the third. Yeah. And I guess, so it would depend on like, if you're watching like Outlander, right? The episodes are like an hour each.
Yeah.
And so you're going to be watching for over 2 hours probably before that comes on. But if it's like a 20-minute show, it pops up.
Yeah.
A lot quicker. So it just depends on how long the episode is.
And as long as you didn't touch the controls.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So if you're not touching the controls and you're just watching stuff, it's just going to keep going to the next one, the next one, the next one.
But it's going to pop up, are you still there, after 2 episodes.
After 2 episodes, okay.
So
you could burn, like if you're like...
Hulu, though, Hulu will just keep going and going and going.
Hulu doesn't pause after a few episodes?
No, it just keeps, and it'll switch to a different TV show that it thinks you might be interested in.
And it just starts playing it?
Based off of your watch list, and it just starts playing it.
Hulu, you dirty, dirty bitch.
Hey, language.
Oh, sorry. We're not doing language on the show?
It's family friendly.
Oh, it's family friendly. I apologize.
Jeez, you're going to have to bleep that out, sir.
I'm going to have to bleep it out. Okay. We have the technology. We can do it.
I feel like I talk too much.
I think you talk just the right amount. I think we have a good back and forth. What do you think?
Sure.
Sure? Oh, okay.
Sure.
I think that's a good place to stop, though.
But let's talk about
35 minutes.
Oh, 35. Okay, but we're excited about my show. We are.
Yes, we are. So not only are we doing the periodic review, but we're also doing another one, which it's going to be focused on my wife and about relationships.
And the relationships we have. It's called It's All Relational with Rianne. And I'm actually really excited because I've already thought of like several people I want to have on as guests and everything. So, and like I've already talked to them and I think they'll agree to do it. It's going to be fun. So it's not just going to be me and Jacob. It's going to be, we're going to be talking to people and about relationships and our relationships with various people, various things, various culture, like our relationship with work, like how do you keep a healthy relationship with your work, right? Or
and your associates, your managers.
And then we're gonna talk about relationships with people, like a married relationship, and like even the relationship with like how fast do people go versus how slow. Like Jacob
Yeah.
and I were ridiculously fast. It was
We
crazy.
went very fast when we got together.
We do have a very very awesome meet cute. I feel like we could actually make a movie. I feel like we could do seriously a movie. It would be a cute romantic comedy.
I agree. It would be fun.
Ooh, let's do that. Let's write a screenplay.
I already told you I would love to write a screenplay. I think that would be a great screenplay.
And we can get Chris Pratt to play you. I would
Who's
love
gonna play you?
Maybe Bryce Howard.
Emma Stone?
Nah.
Not Emma Stone?
Nah.
I don't know. I don't have a catalog of redheads right in my mind.
I will find her.
You
I will find her.
She will play the part.
It has to be somebody cute with red hair that's in her 30s or could pass for being in her 30s. No, seriously. I think it would be so fun to write our screenplay.
Do a rom-com of our life. I think it would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would.
Actually, it would be, huh?
Well, it's either that or I do my screenplay for Doctor Who, which I really want to do for a movie trilogy.
Okay. Well, we can do that on the periodic review. But anyway, we're going to do relationships.
Yes. So that's why we decided to do 2. We were thinking about doing it all together, but we just have too many different things that we want to talk about.
Yeah, and honestly, I kind of want to do a competition to see whose podcast
Oh, yours, obviously. Yours is
will
probably
like
gonna
go
be
viral
yours.
first.
Probably yours.
Nah.
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know. I guess I just don't feel myself like completely interesting. I just feel like I'm just this guy that likes music and like works hard to make sure his family's taken care of.
Well, that's a lot of people. So maybe it would
Yeah.
be interesting.
Yeah, maybe.
You never know.
We'll just have to see. You never know. You
You never know.
You never know.
Okay. Okay.
You feel like that's a pretty good place
Yeah,
to
I'm
stop?
done. I'm hungry.
You're hungry? I'm hungry too. Let's say, is it dinner time yet?
Yeah. What time is it?
It's about that time.
It's 6.
It's almost 6:30.
Oh my
so.
gosh. Okay, yeah. It's dinner
So
time.
hour 40 minutes. That's not bad. I think
Yeah.
that's a really good one, and I feel like we could have kept going. Actually.
Nah. I think we're done. I
Think
think
we're
it's
done?
a good nap. Yeah.
All right. Well, hey guys, thank you so much for joining us here at the Periodic Review. My name is Jacob,
And I'm Rianne.
and we will see you all in the next one.